Ladies and gentlemen, from Denver, Colorado, I have Who Ride.
I was born in Denver, Colorado. Grew up between the East Side and Park Hill.
Okay.
But I grew up in Park Hill. Actually, my parents stayed in Park Hill, but once I started running around in the streets and hanging with the Crips, I hung on the East Side. I pretty much didn't hang around to Park Hill too much.
Gotcha. And what was your upbringing like? Mom around, dad around?
My mom has been around, and I say my pops, man, the fella my mom is married to, he's been with my mom since I was 6 years old. I'm 45, so that is my dad. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Now, to the best of your knowledge, before Season B's even made it to Denver, who were some of the gangs that were running around the city?
I don't really, well, I would say I wouldn't even call them gangs because they didn't call themselves gangs. So we had, I would say, that I can remember. So in Park Hill, you had the BOYZs. Across Carl Boulevard on the east side, you had the Brick City. And that's what just was the split. We didn't have Denver, man. Denver is so small. If you gang bang, I wouldn't care from this side of the city to the other side. You know everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's very small.
Okay. And it was more like crews, it sounds like, or just side of town, basically. Y'all from this side of the town and they're from that side of the town type deal.
For the most part, but so now and I know it's probably going to make a few people frustrated when they hear, but in Denver, you don't anybody claiming a West Side Crip gang from Colorado, and no disrespect to them, because I got some homeboys that claim, West Side from Raymond, some Gears, but we don't have West Side Crips in Denver. Anybody hanging on the West Side in Denver is Hispanic or Asian. You know what I'm saying?
To the best of your... Well, let me ask you, when was the first time you personally heard anything about Crips and Bloods?
I would say maybe I was maybe about 11 years old. I used to play basketball for the Red Shield Salvation Army as a community center on the east side. And the east side is where the Crips, the Crips are originated at. The original Crips from Denver originated on the east side. So I would hear Cuz and see the Blue and things of that nature. But again, like I said, I was 10, 11 years old playing basketball, and that was it. You know what I mean? I guess I would say I noticed the Bloods around 7th grade, I would say. Because I went to a school that was predominantly Blood. So, junior high school. So yeah, that's what I would say that I could really say that I got to hearing the Blood, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And who are some of the specific sets that you kind of remember hearing back in the day?
Back then, as far as the Crips or the Blood?
Either, all around. I would love to hear, all around.
Okay, so back then, like when I say original, like I'm from Trey Gangsters. That's East Side, Denver East Side, Trey Gangster Crip. The 30s, the Treys, I would say the Trey Deuces and the Trey Foes. Those are original Denver East Side Crips. And I ain't going to leave out the Dog Cities either, because the Dog Cities, they from the East Side, and they've been on the East Side for the original East Siders. Those are the original East Side Crip gangs in Denver. Okay. And across the track, which what separates the Crips and the Bloods here is a street. You know what I'm saying? Colorado Boulevard is just a street that runs north and south. So on the east side of Colorado Boulevard is Park Hill, which is Blood neighborhood. On the west side of Carl Boulevard is what we call the East Side, and that's where the East Side Crips hang and are originated from. So back then, growing up, the first Blood sets I would say I heard from was CMG and Deuce 9 Family. Deuce 9 Family is an original Denver Blood gang.
Okay, CMG, Crenshaw Mafia, right? The other.
Yeah, Crenshaw Mafia is like the biggest blood neighborhood in Park Hill.
Okay. Okay. And you said Deuce 9 was a homegrown?
Deuce 9 is a homegrown blood neighborhood up there. Yep.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, shit, man, take me back to the day that you decided to join CRlP.
So I would say I was maybe about 13. Kind of on some wannabe type stuff. You know what I'm saying? I would leave my mom's house going to school one way, and this is seventh grade, 8th grade. I would leave my mom's house dressed a certain way, but when I got on the school bus, I had a whole different outfit in my backpack, a blue Dickie suit. So you know what I'm saying? Then I started getting into conflicts with the Bloods because, like I said, my mom stays in Park Hill, has always stayed in Park Hill. I mean, I've stayed on the east side as a kid, a baby boy, but memories that I can remember have all, like, have come from Park Hill. So the junior high school I went to, it was called Gove Middle School. It was on Colorado Boulevard. And then, like again, told you earlier, more so Bloods went to that school because a lot of kids we got bused to school back then. So the majority of the kids that went to Gove came from Park Hill. It was just something about me being at the Red Shield and playing basketball down there, and I started to know some of the dudes down there. I guess that's why I really picked that side. So, excuse me. After the 8th grade junior high school year was up, the summer after 8th grade year is when I got quoted to my neighborhood. So going into 9th grade is when I started running with the Crips, which would be 1989-90.
Okay. And if it's anything like LA where I live, 89 and 90 was on fire, and the streets were just crazy.
Man, I done been shot 4 times, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And crazy thing is, like, you know, like, we way smaller than California. I've been out there, seen the Jordan Downs and all that. I was kind of fascinated just to see all the purple, all them dudes. I'm like, damn, but I'm looking like, it look just like my homeboys, just a whole bunch more. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, early 90s and stuff, some of the different little California sets start coming out here. You know, probably for the little hustle or whatever the case it may be, running from something or whatever the case it may be. But that's when we first kind of like got a taste of some of the California Crips. And I think even in Park Hill, some of the Damus up there got a taste of them cats coming from there. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, back then it was rough. it was rough, you know. Shit, we got into it with every California set that did come out here, the Crip wise, straight up. Because it's like, you know, it don't matter where you come from or where you at. You can't go in nobody else's neighborhood, set up shop, think you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that, and it ain't gonna be no situation. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't give a damn what city or state you in. You feel me? Growing up, you think, we Crips, we hard, this, that, and the other. This stuff is like, and to me, and I know a lot of my partners be frustrated, this is some of the bogusest shit I've ever done in my life. It was run the streets with some dudes, man, on some nonsense.
I don't want anybody to ever think that I'm glorifying any of this life, man. My man.
Me neither, because it's tough.
Yeah, my dude did time in the feds. I mean, you've been shot 4 times. I mean, kids, this is not something, you know what I'm saying, that you did, that you want to do. So, you know what I'm saying, I'm glad I have you on here to, you know what I'm saying, share your story. But yeah, you know what, actually I would love to dabble into your life in prison, if you don't mind, because that's one of my main things I'm really trying to do, is deter kids. Unfortunately there's someone listening right now who, no matter what you tell him, he will be in prison or jail in 2 or 3 years. You know what I mean? So if I could just change one person, you know what I'm saying, I can die. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I did my job.
Understood.
Yeah. But let me ask you, how many, if you could put a number on it, how many years would you say you gave to the system?
I didn't I'm gonna say the most, and I've been to the penitentiary 3 different times. I've done no more than I would say behind bars. 3 years. It's like the way our penal system out here is, you know, the feds everywhere is the same. You pretty much, in the feds, you're going to pretty much do all your time.
Yeah.
In the state out here, you don't. I had a drug charge. I had a possession of crack cocaine in 1999. I got a 4-year deferred sentence. I'm out. I'm living. I'm still hanging with the homies, doing my thing, blah, 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 whatever. Playing dominoes in the backyard with some of my homeboys one day. Gang unit rushed up in the backyard. Super, you know, boom, boom, whatever. A couple of my partners ran in the crib. Shit, from there, we all went to jail. You know what I'm saying? They found a couple pistols, some dope, some hard, and that kicked out my deferred. Only thing that really saved me from getting some more time was when the gang unit kicked in my door, they were on the radio, and the dispatch lady was telling them if they didn't have a warrant not to go in my house. They had already pulled the iron screen off and kicked the door in. You know what I'm saying? So that helped me. So my deferred was just wiped away, and I got a 4-year sentence. I did 11 months in the penitentiary on a 4-year sentence, and the rest was maybe 6 months halfway house, 3 or 4 months ankle bracelet, and then I went on parole. Crazy thing about this, the day I went on parole, the day I made parole, we were hanging at one of the little neighborhood, bar, eatery joints, whatever you want to call it. Some nonsense kick off at the bar. Outside, a fella gets shot, boom, boom, boom. Police say they see me, they take, snatch me up, take me to jail, boom, 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 boom. I know if I don't hurry up and bond out of jail, my parole officer is going to have me sitting in here. I'm not going to get out of jail for a while. So I hurry up and bond out before the hold popped up on me. You know what I'm saying? So I got out, whatever. Monday morning, she's calling the job I'm working at saying that she needed to see me. So when I returned her call, you know, I told her I would be in. I didn't go in. She called me back, saying, when was I coming? I talked real crazy to her, told her I'm not coming. Leave me the fuck alone. See me when you see me. But during this whole time, I never did not go to court. I went to court, you know, the initial time when I bonded out, I went to court, boom. I'm thinking I'm going to get snatched up then just because I'm at court. Didn't happen. The next time I went to court, I knew it was going to happen because it was in the main courthouse, not at the little jail building. You know what I'm saying? So the lady sat me in jail that time for maybe, I would say maybe 18 months because I was fighting an attempted murder charge for the little dumb shooting over there. And I took the little stuff to trial. She sat me in the penitentiary the whole time. The DA played with me for maybe 9 months, 12 months on that case. Couldn't find witnesses. The fella that actually got shot during my preliminary hearing, he stood up in court and told the judge that I was not the person that shot him. But the 2 detectives that arrested, the officers or whatever you want to call them jokers, the 2 fellas that arrested me, you know, kept screaming and yelling, yes, he did, blah, 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 whatever the case is. So with that, how they say presumption of whatever, by you being there, I have to bound this over. You know what I'm saying? But so I said, like I said, I sat in there for about 18 months for that one, the 11 months for the dope charge. I did 6 months in the federal jail, and then 6 months at their halfway house, and 3 years on paper. So, like I said, no more than like 3 years behind the jail. You know what I'm saying? Jail was not something I was trying to be. You know what I'm saying? We were trying to stay away from there. You know what I'm saying? But there are consequences to things you do, and you got to deal with it. You know what I mean? So that was cool. Like I say, I was blessed to not be sitting in there right now.
Yeah, man.
Put it like that.
Yeah. Glad you're out to share your story, man. Tell us what it's like, you know, first day for an active gang member to enter prison.
Man, this is crazy. So, you know, you see the different little shows and all this, that, and the other. And I knew I had homeboys and stuff in jail, but before I went to jail November 14th, 2000 is when I got sentenced and went to jail. Man, I was out here. One of my partners had like introduced me to ecstasy before that. So Man, we used to go out every night. It wasn't something we didn't do every night. So we was taking 2 and 3 ecstasy pills every night, just having just chilling, hanging out, partying, doing whatever the case, man. Whew, man, Dusty. When I got off that DOC bus to that thing, excuse me, looked like I weighed about 110 pounds, man. I was like, oh man, I'm like, ooh, this ain't gonna work. Walking through the little, and then it's like, so you go to the county jail, you sitting there and for a week or two, then you go over to the diagnostic reception center, boom, you sit over there for maybe 30 days or whatever the case, where they do their testing and assessments and all that. So I think when we leaving from there, we're going to whatever facility. They take you to another facility up in Canyon City called Cell House 5. Now this is where I'm like, damn, we walk in here and it's, what do I say? Cells on one side of the wall, cells on the other side, going up three stories high. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just open cells. So you see everybody and it's like, oh, this shit's crazy. This is for real. And I'm not knowing what to expect. You got people saying stuff behind their little bars, oh, fresh fish, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, whatever the fuck, this crib, this who riding? And I hear a couple of my homeboys, who ride? Yeah, what's up? I'm like, oh, I'm good. That's all. What's that? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, shit, I'm cool now. So then I don't see who's in here yet because people was in their cells. But once we get to go out to the yard, I see a couple of the homies and I'm like, oh, this is cool. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? And then they get to, we rapping about each, different little things, and I'm telling them what I got and what's going on. They like, big homie, you be out of here. You ain't finna do much of nothing. I'm like, oh yeah, hell yeah. Well, I'm trying not to get no issues with nobody because I'm ready to go right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the penitentiary's awful, man. You just around a bunch of men with different testosterone and egos and attitude and it's crazy, man. I'm serious. And the thing about the penitentiary with me, man, I hadn't seen a person I used to call big homie or OG or you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. But I seen him interacting with a big old man, and I'm like, So that kind of broke our little, because man, homie, that's nasty. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't tell a man what to do with his situation or whatever, but that's nasty, homie. I thought, older cats, and this is what really like ran me away from the homies, which I still mess with certain of the homies, but this is what kind of burns me up with the homies. The older homies always told us when we was coming up things that we don't do and things that we do, but a lot of them did the don'ts and hardly ever did the do's. Shit, we don't do dope. We don't fuck boys. Y'all do. yeah, you do. So as I'm older now, like I said, I'm 45. I was 13 back then. So I've learned a whole lot and seen a whole lot. And when I say big homies, I'm 45. Dudes that I consider my OG are 46, maybe 47. Just my partners above me. Because the original rolling 30s, ain't none of them really older than 57-ish or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, and I know some of them cats out in LA, them dudes is 70 years old. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, my OG, like I said, is 45. Not that I don't respect the original 30s, I do, but some of them are just not. I mean, hey, man. They just told us a bunch of lies and things of that nature.
The movie Colors was to Denver, Colorado.
Man, this is funny, right? So, like I told you, I went to junior high school with the Damus. I snuck in the movie theater. It was on Colorado Boulevard in Alameda. I watched Colors with a dude named Dez Dog. Dez Dog is from Park Hill. He's actually from Oklahoma, but he's a blood from Park Hill. Desmond he's an original Deuce 9. I think Desmond may be from CMG, and then Desmond then hooked up with the the CMGs in California and got quoted out there. So I think he's a blood from California now. But me and that dude went and watched Colors together. On my mama, I ain't playing. But Colors was crazy. And this is funny, you brought up Colors. So maybe last week, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, I don't know, man. I really couldn't sleep. So boom, I get up, come turn the TV back on, and Colors is on one of these weird little channels. I want to say it was maybe like Oxygen, some little weird little, because I got a Fire Stick. I got a little Fire Stick, so I get so many different channels. Man, that thing said Colors. As soon as I clicked it on there, man, the dude was telling High Top, give me some of that nasty cheese you be telling your homeboys out there.
When his eye was the size of a golf ball.
Oh, man, them big old dudes was whooping that boy, man, busting him up. But I think it stirred up a lot, to be honest. And I tell people that even to this day, not even with the Crips and the Bloods out here, even with the gang unit we had, because I swear gang unit, them cocksuckers used to go watch that movie and act like they was the crash unit when they come to the set the next day on everything. We had a set of gang unit officers, man, that they was new to that stuff too. It was new to them too. So they was like, some of them was really trying to get at us, like, for real. I used to be like, man, them cocksuckers go home and watch Colors too, because they act like they from the crash unit on everything. Yeah, Colors was cool though. I love it. Now that I'm older and I know it was,
romanticized
hey, the Mexicans was hard. They served shit on Rockin' them was in there slipping. Still in here playing this loud, bogus music and stuff with bonfires. And here come Frog and his little brother in them with grenades and shit. Come on, man.
Blowing up the spot, dog. Yeah, man.
On everything.
Yeah.
That was funny. It's funny to me now. Back then, I really didn't like it. But
you like, nah,
I was like, man, that's how they did Rocket. And he's from here. Don Cheadle's from Denver. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't know that.
On everything. Don Cheadle went to Denver East High School. Yes, sir.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, and I remember seeing an interview with him, and he said he knew nothing about Crips and Bloods. He was like, everything he learned was just off top.
That is a trip, man. That's crazy. Yeah, that movie. Yeah, like I said, I'm older now, and it's just funny to me because I like to see it. I like to see when them dudes whooped old High Top, because them dudes said, don't his head
and lifted his ass up, huh? Like a motherfucking ragdoll.
Hey, man, dude picked him up so cold. I said, ooh, wait.
Man.
Yeah, and then the little skinny blood dude that had the little dirty rag on his head, he the one who hit him the hardest. I said, ooh, he done broke all his shit.
Yeah, that was some great sound effects, dog. I hear that shit to this day. Yes, like, oh, shit. God damn. There's a few movies that made me never want to go to prison. That one, because of that scene. American Me. I'm sure you know what scene I'm talking about. And South Central. With those movies, I was like, I'm never going to prison, dog, and I've done everything I can to just stay far away, man. But yeah, man, interesting times, dog. Yeah, good movie, dog. I would love to you mentioned Mexicans, Latinos. I would love to know now in Denver. There's norteños and sureños, right?
I don't want to say. We have north side Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? I'll say that. We have the Mexicans that live on the north side. We have Mexicans from the east side that they call themselves the Odies, Odie 13s. The Mexicans on the north side, I think they're called North Side Mafia or something like that. But as far as like south side, really, I'm not going to say Denver, but Colorado, period, because we got a bunch of different little cities, right? Like, so I'm going to say, which one can I say? Pueblo, I would say Pueblo, maybe like Grand Junction, not in the city so much would I say Southsiders, you know what I'm saying? Like the outside, other little cities, you know what I mean? But because in the penitentiary, you damn sure run into them. So, and a lot of them don't be from Denver. The pretty much the Mexicans you're gonna run into in the penitentiary that are from like the city are either the Oldies, and like I said, the Northsiders, and the Northsiders they get that smoke all the time. they don't last. But the biggest, I would say, that I know of out here, honestly, growing up, the biggest Mexican gang would be, I would say, is like the GKIs. I think that's the like gallantly Knights Insane. The Inca boys, those two were like rivals, but I haven't heard anything about Incas in a long time. But we don't have, I would say, like a problem like LA really does with the Black and Mexican thing on the streets too much. Now, in my neighborhood, we do have one set that beef with the oldies real tough. They go back and forth. But like I would say, where I'm from, the Trays and 30s, we've never had a like super conflict with the Mexicans unless we were in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? But on the streets, nah,
Gotcha.
Not at all.
Okay.
And then even like with our gang banging situation, I would say, because I know out there in Cali, them dudes be beefing with each other and they live right next door. We've never had like Crip enemies. We didn't grow up on that type of stuff, but then, you know, certain things happen with certain cats from different neighborhoods with people from our neighborhood, then that start things. And then, you know, like we've probably had situations with every Crip neighborhood that is out here, but we're not like, I would say they don't like us more than we don't like them. You know what I'm saying? Like mortal enemies, just because we are original East Siders. And I'm not disrespecting none of them that claim the West Side. But like, again, we don't have West Side Crips in Denver, Colorado. Don't know Crips hang on the West Side. It's all Mexicans and Asians. Real shit. Shit, I'm just saying.
Let me ask you, any Midwest influence? Like, you know, Vice Lords?
Hell no.
GDs?
All our stuff comes from California.
Okay.
You know, that's what I said. I respect it. You know what I'm saying? But y'all ain't harder than us because y'all started this. You know what I'm saying? We got knuckleheads out here that do the same shit y'all do. Y'all got snitches, we got snitches. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I respect it started out that way, but when it come to, I don't know, what like Cuban them say, bow down, that's not going to happen here. It's not coming from us. We're not down to nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, and that's it. And they shouldn't either. But I think my hood is harder than anybody else's because I'm from here. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. Totally. But my hood ain't finna go to California and think we finna set up shop and run one of these cats' neighborhoods and it be no conflict. You know what I'm saying? We ain't ever thought that way. I know how it go. And that's too far to be going to start some trouble anyway. Shit, to be trying to come back home, yeah, right.
Enemy, like if you see another blood or whatever.
Those, not here.
Or you guys
Colorado got color. And to me, I think Colorado has one of, and I ain't been in no other penal system, so I can't say how these other places operate. But to me, I think our system sucks when it comes to a California nigga can run a penitentiary up here in Colorado. A nigga from Chicago can come up here and run a penitentiary in Colorado because these old fake ass tough dudes, they ain't with that when they get in that jailhouse. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying all, because I got some homeboys, you're not running nothing if they on the yard. You know what I'm saying? But some yards, some out-of-town cats do run the yard. Shit. And that's bogus to me. But I don't live in there, do what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Okay. So you mentioned earlier you were shot 4 times. Can you tell us, you know, maybe what happened and what was your scariest situation?
So, and this is funny. So, first time I got shot, and I'm gonna just say this. Let's rephrase that, y'all, and listen to what they say. Disclaimer: a bullet pierced my body 4 times. Right. So let me say this: the first time, right, I'm in Park Hill messing with this chick. She lived Park Hill's the Blood neighborhood. She lived right around the corner from where one of the hangout houses is. You know what I'm saying? And all them dudes know me. I know all them. Like I said, if you was in it, everybody know each other. We're not no big old city. And I lived up there. So on this particular day, these dudes is like, I had a wig on. I had one of my homegirls had put it in lopes. I cut up a blue rag, and each one of the lopes was tied with the blue rag. So that's how I'm walking around there in Park Hill. So on this said day, I'm leaving from old girl's house. I get to the corner, boom. Car goes past me, boom. Next thing you know, all these dudes, bah. Didn't we tell you, nigga, don't be walking around here, this, that, and they go. So I at this time, I'm starting to pick up my pace. I got a little rusty ass 38 with me, like a cowboy thing. I'm picking up my pace. I look over my shoulder, they're picking up their pace. You know what I'm saying? I'm staying with my homeboy and his grandmother and his sister in Park Hill, which, a couple blocks away from where I was at already. So boom, I hit the alley. I start trucking it. I'm trying to get to the crib. I'm trying to get to the Casa. It's at least 15. No bullshit, because I don't tell stories. It's at least 15 dudes behind me chasing me. So I'm trying to get this thing up out of my little pocket. I hear them get off. I hear another get off. So it could have been myself. And when the grease came, they did say something like superficial. So like maybe I shot myself. I said, damn, that hurt. So that was that. So when I got shot in my face, I was 18 years old. I was riding in the car with my mom and my ex-wife. We're riding through Park Hill. Like again, was like I said, that's Park Hill's the blood neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? My godmother stayed in Park Hill on 24th and Niagara. So we over there just chilling, talking to her and everything. We leave. I'm going east on 24th Avenue. The next block is Newport. It's two dudes and like three, I think, if I remember right, three females out there. It might have been four. I think it was three females. Them two dudes, they flamed up. Me, silly at the time, just don't know what I'm thinking. Like I said, I got my mom in my car and my girl with me. So, but I busted left on Newport. I got out the car, exchanged a few words with them, blah. These dudes get in the car and start chasing them. I didn't want to start driving off fast. I'm in the neighborhood. I don't want to, so I'm trying not to drive off fast. They got dips at every corner. So if I'd have been hitting them dips, we'd have towed that car up already. My plan was to get down on Martin Luther King, boom, go down a couple blocks, turn, because I had some homeboys that stayed up there. I was going to shoot by their crib and, see if they was there, and we was going to take care of that then. But I didn't. I turned down a different street, boom. This street got nothing but dips. I get to the end of the block, there's a rec center with a big old park. It's the Martin Luther King Rec Center. Get to the corner. I'd asked my kid's mother to hand me the thing. I got off 3 or 4 times. Boom, boom. I told my mom first before. I said, Mama, get down. She handed me the thing. Boom. I got off 2, 3 times. Boom, boom, boom. All I heard was 2 shots. Boom, boom. My eyes, everything just got black. I said, Mama, I'm dead. My foot hit the gas. Only thing that stopped us was a tree in the park. And there was a fire station at the end of the park. So my mom she had to. She went down to the fire department. They got me, had me in the ambulance. And the last little situation, little neighborhood stuff, had a little function in Aurora, which is not our area where we hang, whatever. Some things happened. One of the other cribs drew down and shot like 5 of us. Me, 3 or 4 of my homeboys, and shot his own homeboy at the park. That shit was crazy. And that time I got shot in my left wrist and my ankle. Crazy. That stuff hurt. It's like, boy, that stuff just burning your skin up.
God damn. I'm more interested in the one where you got shot in the eye. How did that
right in the middle of my I got shot in the middle of my forehead. Yep, it's like
so just it grazed you, but I'm not saying just. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying just, but
it like broke that bone. It came right out the top of my shit. It came right out the top of my shit. Yep.
Man, listen to this,
crazy
kids.
thing.
And he was with his mom.
Crazy man. and it's crazy. To this day, my mom ain't getting in the car with me. I don't blame her, but you know what I'm saying. I ain't on nothing, mama. I'm chilling. You know, I ain't. He said I drive bad. That's her excuse.
Nah, man. Whew, crazy, man. Let me.
Oh yeah, man. It like I say, man. It goes down. I don't care where you at, man. It goes down in every state and city, man. You know what I'm saying? Just a bunch of nonsense.
When was Denver at his most craziest? You know, just
in the all of the 90s, okay. All of the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And maybe some of the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, but a lot of the stuff was really going on all through them 90s. Yes, sir.
If you guys are anything like LA, you know, we had it. It was really crazy, obviously, in the 90s to early 2000s. Then it slowed down for maybe eight years or so, but now it's on fire. Like I'm feeling like it was back in the early 90s. Even and I'm a civilian.
Understood. We have a lot of shootings going on. Like for the past couple of weeks, man, we've been having a bunch of youngsters getting shot. Like we had couple weeks ago, they at the high schools, honestly, couple shootings at the high schools, man, and it's crazy, man. And you know, I did nonprofit stuff for almost 20 years, man. And even before I used to coach a football and a basketball team for the same Red Shield, the community center. You know what I'm saying? That's how I end up. Excuse me. That's how I end up catching my federal case with the pistol. I took a 44 caliber pistol, long, sweet as I don't know what, from a 14-year-old kid. And when I left the park, I got pulled over by the police, had that gun, I went to jail. I was going to the state court for maybe 8-9 months. I go to court one day, it's two white men in the court, outside the court. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for my lawyer, honestly, like, where's this man at? This white dude walked up on me. He was like, is your name Gerald Wright? I'm like, yeah, what's up? And I'm thinking maybe they with the lawyer, like some investigators or something, and he done sent them just, you know, like he'll be late. Man, this dude whipped his badge out and was like, I'm Agent Traver with the ATF. You have a marshal hold or warrant? I said, no, I don't. Yeah, you do. No, I don't. Shit, my lawyer ain't said nothing like that. Sure enough, when he came up there, though, they said it to him, and Yep. Went on ahead and took me to them little people. I said, this ain't this or this. But, and like I said, it could have got worse. It could have got worse. I got a year and a day for that because, like I said, when all this court and everything came and they talked to the little fella and talked to his mom. I guess I would say I don't know if they was feeling sympathy or like, he was trying. But I'm like, shit, if I wouldn't have took it, then shit. And he did something with it, then y'all have looked at me even crazier. You know what I'm saying? So, what is it? Let them keep it or take it. Shit. The hell? But, man, on everything, it was, just crazy.
Yeah, man. My guess, you mentioned you were joined the gang at 13, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if you could talk to a 13-year-old you, what would you tell him?
Listen to your mama. Respect your mama and your daddy. Don't be the throwaway. You know what I'm saying? Don't be the throwaway. Because I talk to youngsters now and I tell them the same thing. And I told a little dude that he was like, "What you mean though?"
Yeah, tell me what you mean by that. Yeah.
So you know how and I'm doing the quotation fingers as I say this. You know how gangsters got a throwaway pistol?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Don't be the throwaway, little homie.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Has the time for some bullshit. Gotcha.
Don't be the throwaway, little homie. You feel me?
That's deep.
Real shit. Don't be the throwaway.
That's deep, man. That's probably one of the deepest things I've heard. Don't be the throwaway. Damn.
Please. Don't be the throwaway, please. I promise you.
Damn, there's a lot of people right now doing life in prison because they were the throwaway.
On everything. It's funny, man. I know you be talking to people and y'all be talking about that dude, Charleston White, man. That dude is like.
Talk to me about your thoughts on Charleston White. Shit, I got time.
Dude's a cocksucker, man. It's like when I first heard of him and listened to him, I was like, hell yeah, if he doing that for the kids, that nigga's all right. He's involved. He helping them youngsters out. But then I hear him say some other stuff like, yeah, fuck all you fries and crabs, nigga, I'll tell the police. I said, huh?
Damn, you sound just like him. That was scary, too.
Unsubscribe, nigga. What your tough out? You gonna call the police? Yeah, fuck all y'all niggas. I'm like, hold up, man. This dude here, something's wrong with that brother. I know attention is a hell of a drug, but golly, that nigga gonna overdose on attention.
It's the wrong attention, man.
It's a certain way you can come at people, and you know what I'm saying. You can't be disrespecting them dudes like that, man. Some of them dudes, man, what? Like I said, I've been knowing my homeboys and banging my neighborhood over 30 years. I love the set, not a bunch of the cats in the set, but you can't disrespect mine either like that, man. You's a disrespectful dude, disrespecting dead people, and it's like, man, dude is a goofy ass. It's a bunch of them, though, Dusty. It's a bunch of them. I used to listen.
There's a bunch of them.
I like Spider a lot, but then when he be having that weird ass nigga Nina boy on there, I'll be like, you sound so your conversation is so dumb. You sound as bad as C-Mac. Because that's all I do is watch YouTube and TikTok all day. So that's all I can talk about is them funny niggas that be on there. And they are funny.
What are your thoughts on C-Mac?
C-Mac, man, man, is I don't know how old the fella is, but like I said, I'm 45. I used to try and talk like that when I was 13 and 14. You know what I'm saying? And I never forgot to misplace a B with a C like he does. I'll be on his helmet sometimes. I'll be telling him, homie, you sound real goofy. Your cripping is tacky, my nigga. You trying to use all C's, but then you slip up with a B here and there. And then one day, so he been working on it. I told him the other day, I said, I see you trying, cuz. I said, but you still sound dumb. That shit is crazy. But it really drove me crazy when he had the little kid on there. I'm like, homie, don't bring them kids into this dumbass shit the way you be talking and all this weird shit. We trying to keep the kids far away from any parts of that. Any parts of that. You know what I'm saying? And here you is, you program 5, little fat hood, and you better eat that turkey. I was like, yeah, man, I'll be wanting to reach through my little phone and wish I can choke him in it so he can sound like a man or something around here. But I ain't got no disrespect, dude. It's just some of the shit he be doing is real goofy to me. Do what you do, man. But lead them kids and stuff. But when you doing that shit, don't have that little fella over there with you. Shit, that's real. That's silly to me. And like the white boy with the white boy milk say, because I think he's goofy as fuck too, old scary ass. But like you said, man, you can't talk like a normal person when you got these kids in your presence. You know what I'm saying? That shit is dumb as hell. A lot of them YouTube dudes, man, are silly. I'm so serious. I'll be like, damn, I ain't found one yet besides Kev Mac. You know what I'm saying? That really don't be on the bullshit or like some goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably a lot I ain't tapped into, but I'll be into the gang shit. I'll be wanting to see what everybody else's different little gang stuff is because everybody's going through the same shit right now. Disrespectful ass youngsters everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, Kev Mac is the GOAT, man. He definitely.
Yeah, he's the truth. I really like. I dig him on everything. I swear. I'll be like, oh man, because it's reminiscing. I'm reminiscing like, damn man, I remember, man. I know that nigga was hard. This one dude he did Hawkeye. I said, I know Hawkeye with that shit. Straight up. But yeah, man, it's like I said, it is what it is. It's life, man, and I'm just trying to do better. And the crazy thing is, I've been in Colorado 45 years. I went to different places and did this thing, you know, just to see other places. But I'm trying to move away from around here. Shit costs too much. Things is going up. It's getting crowded. Everybody coming here for whatever the reason is.
Yeah, everybody from California is going to there.
Man, I'm out of here. I'm finna bounce. I'm finna scoot and try something different. They say you got to step out and see. I'm from the box state. Colorado's shaped like a box, so I say I got to step out my box and go try and figure it out somewhere else for a minute.
You guys seeing a lot of gentrification out there?
What?
Talk to me.
What? Man, the neighborhood I grew up in, which we call the East Side, man, them white folks, boy, they loving them brick
little dogs now, huh?
Right. Hey, and the crazy thing, I'm gonna say this: I've seen some little dogs, but some of them white women walking around there with pit bulls. Like, I wish one of you niggas would run up on me. You know what I'm saying? I wish you would. I got this pit over here, nigga. Run up on me if you want to, and I'm dead serious. I am not playing.
I believe you.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, there are certain parts of LA. There are certain parts of LA out here that 3 years ago I wouldn't have walked past 7 p.m. I wouldn't be walking down the street. Now it's filled with white people with their little dogs and their lattes, man. I'm like,
yes, sir.
Damn, man. 3 years ago, I would never set foot in this fucking area, man. They built a stadium, and now everything goes up.
And it's crazy because, like, where we grew up at, like in our little neighborhood, it's a bunch of breweries now. You know what I'm saying? They got a bunch of the breweries.
That's the new hipster shit, right?
Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they not playing. But, you know, a lot of people got frustrated with me because I'm like, I don't really have a problem with the neighborhood looking good. Shit, why would you want to live in a city?
45, dog. I own my home. I own my home, and I want my shit to look nice, so I'm not even down with it.
Absolutely.
When I talk about gentrification, if I may, because I do talk about this on my show a lot, my thing is people of color, we need to stop selling so quickly. We need to stop.
You took it right out of my mouth.
Yeah, man, because look, all right, here's the deal, dog. Grandma buys the house, let's say 40 years ago, right, for $50,000. Now it's 2021. The house is worth $250,000, $400,000 or whatever. Grandma dies. Now the cousins want to say, you know what, let's just get this check. Let's go on and sell this motherfucker. Now the house that's been in the city for 40 years, now the Asians are coming in, not knocking in. I'm just saying, they know the game. The Jewish people are coming in. The white folks are coming in. You know what I'm saying? Man. So we need to not sell so fast. That's my thing, man.
And see, you know what happened out here with a lot of the homes, because a lot of my partners' parents and grandparents owned homes on the east side and things of this nature. But the kids, so when Mama passed on, and now the crib is the kids, that little crack done tore their ass up for so long. These few years now, they like somebody come in and offer them a good 20,000-25,000 here. We just gonna they take that thinking they finna move somewhere else and do better, and they worse off now for a little piece of change, and now that house down there is worth $700,000.
Facts, man.
What?
Facts.
Like what?
Thank you for tuning in to Dusty Vision TV. Please hit that like button if you have not already. And if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, you just might appreciate this bonus clip I'm about to play for you right now. Doggy Diamonds, one of the pioneers in this YouTube game, did a video on his channel about being demonetized by YouTube. In that video, he said something specifically, kind of off topic, that stood out to me.
And I'm fucking alone. I'm not alone. See, I could get motherfuckers mobilized when it's time to go put in work. But if I want to mobilize niggas to say, yo, let's each put in $1,000 and get some shit together, everybody scratch their head. But if I start drinking again and I say, yo, I want to start drinking again, let's go get some yak. Yo, I want to smoke for the first time. Yo, I got some bitch. I got 20 niggas. But if I say, yo, let's put our brains together and let's really get some shit together, it's quiet. So I ain't dealing with niggas no more. I don't want to fucking talk for black people. I don't want to help black people with nothing. But black people don't give a seriously. So I just got to do me and just coast in life. Get my bread, live my life. All this fucking what we need to do and what they do to us and all that shit. Nobody give a fuck about that shit because you get distracted easy.
Let's break that down. Because if you have a dream, if you own a small business, you know what it's like to be alone. I'm not talking, oh my God, I'm so alone, cry for me, please. No, what I mean by alone is no one sees the hours behind the scene that you put into your craft. No one sees the late nights, the sleepless nights, the literal blood, sweat, and tears it takes to make a dream come true.
And I'm fucking alone. I'm not alone. See, I could get motherfuckers mobilized when it's time to go put in work. But if I want to mobilize niggas to say, yo, let's each put in $1,000 and get some shit together, everybody scratch their head.
I know a lot of people. If I threw a party at my house this Saturday, I'd have 200 people there. When it's time to drink and smoke and have a good time, your whole squad is there. Whole gang in the building. But try to get just 3 or 4, just a handful of friends to come together and build something. Create something. Start a business. Those 200 people who were partying with you at your house last Saturday, suddenly they're too busy with other things.
So I ain't dealing with niggas no more. I don't want to fucking talk for black people. I don't want to help black people with nothing. But black people don't give a seriously.
I especially felt this part. I'm going to keep it real. Sometimes I feel like black people just don't care. I feel like a lot of us gave up a long time ago. I feel like we got so used to believing this white supremacy myth. Yes, it's a myth. This thinking white people are supreme or superior to us. We got so used to believing that jazz that we started to somewhere along the lines believe we are less than, inferior to them. And I'm not saying this is what Doggy meant by this. He probably didn't, but this is just my response to that part of his comment.
So I just got to do me and just coast in life. Get my bread, live my life. All this fucking what we need to do and what they do to us and all that shit. Nobody give a fuck about that shit because you get distracted easy.
I don't know if black people really care. You know what we care about? Sexy Red. You know what we care more about? Who's beefing on YouTube. You know what we care more about? Saving up enough money for those Jordans or saving up enough money so we can go to the next Beyonce concert. I'm almost at a point where I want to give up on my people. But I haven't given up on my people yet. I'm going to keep fighting for y'all because I believe we're great. And even if it feels like it's a losing battle sometime, I'm going to keep on fighting. But going back to Doggy Diamonds and what I feel the message in this particular clip was, ask the people in your life to support your business with time, donations, or a simple share on their Facebook or Instagram page. Suddenly, those 200 people that were partying with you last Saturday, they can't help you out. The point of this is, to the younger generation, if you have a dream and you want to be successful in life, you will get minimal support, especially from the people closest to you. If you can get used to that and understand that early, it will be a much easier path to success for you. Along that journey, though, take a mental note of the ones that were there and the ones that weren't. When you blow up, when you make it big, and it's time to do big things, remember who was there just to party, and remember who supported your dream along the way. Take my business, for instance. More strangers have supported me throughout my dream journey than most of my own family. My mom, my brother, especially my wife, they've always supported me 100%. Few others in my family here and there, but that's about it. I have friends I've known for 30 years that I can guarantee have never listened to 1 minute of any of my podcasts and have never helped spread the word about me. But hey, I got this fire kush and this expensive bottle of tequila. What you doing this Saturday? I'm there, bro. Y'all ain't shit. A group of black, mostly teens, went viral for attacking police officers with water guns. So what you are seeing are dozens, 100, probably dozens of teens spraying water guns and pouring water on top of police officers. The officer is running out of his car, trying to chase him down. They're running around. There's kids all around watching this as young as 1 and 2. Just a bunch of dumb kids surrounding the car, calling him Chad, calling the police all kind of disrespectful stuff as they pull off. This is why they don't like us. Just spraying them and disrespecting them, pouring gallons of water on them. Now, God forbid if one of the cops pulled out one of their own things and got to BANGlN, we'd be reading a whole different story. They'd be putting whoever got popped on a t-shirt and we'd be celebrating them for the next 5 years. The level of disrespect is crazy. I don't know if this video is new, old, true or false. Looks real. And it looks like the officers do not enjoy what's going on. Looks like they may have went somewhere to clear up a disturbance call or something. And as they were trying to do their goddamn job, a bunch of kids who I'm almost going to guarantee don't have a father figure around them. Because first of all, any man who has a kid, especially a kid of color, is going to teach them never to point anything at a police officer. I don't care if it is a neon green and blue and red water gun. I don't care. Do not do that. But these kids probably don't have a daddy around. And that's why they're doing things like this. Yeah, that officer doesn't look happy. Just pouring gallons of water on him, all over his uniform, all over their car, literally pointing the water guns within inches of their face. Shout out to these cops. Because they have composure like a motherfucker. That's why I couldn't be a cop. One of these dudes would be unalived. See ya. One of these guys it would be not a good day for one of these kids. I don't have the composure that these officers apparently have. It's trash. But I guarantee as soon as someone breaks into one of their hoopties, maybe dad smacks mom around a little bit, who's the first person they're going to call after they call the weed man and go to the store and get some blunts? They're going to call the police. The police. That's trash. But what do you think? Comment down below. What do you think of these young black kids surrounding a police car, spraying water guns and putting water bottles all on them, all in their car, putting water pistols about as close as you can get to someone's face? What are your thoughts of that? Because it really bothers me. It really bothers me that the years of videos we've seen with our own eyes going back to Rodney King, years of videos where we've seen stuff we didn't want to see happen to our people. It amazes me that people are still doing this. Comment down below. What do you think? Hit that like button if you haven't already. And if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button. Blue Devil from a podcast called The Haters World had an artist on, and they were talking about hip hop and black people being the gatekeepers in hip hop and keeping Hispanics from advancing in rap music. I found that very interesting. And then there's another podcast from Long Beach. I can't think of their names right now. But it seems like they're going back and forth, and it seems like, before long, it turned into, and just overnight, it turns into this black versus brown thing. Who's a guest in hip hop and who isn't a guest in hip hop? But the part I found interesting was the fact that they were saying black people are gatekeepers in hip hop and are keeping Hispanics from advancing in rap music. To my Hispanic friends out there who feel this way about black people being the gatekeepers and keeping Hispanics from advancing, black people can't be the gatekeepers because we don't own shit. We don't own hip hop. We know who owns it. It ain't blacks. We all know who runs hip hop, right? Black people are the ultimate guests in hip hop. I hear black people all the time saying they're guests, Asians are guests, Mexicans are guests, Alaskans are guests. I don't know. Everyone's a guest in hip hop of black folks. When I truly believe black people are the ultimate guests in hip hop. We create 99% of the content, but we own less than 1% of it. Let that sink in and relate that to what I said earlier about my Hispanic friends thinking that black people are some sort of gatekeeper to hip hop. I hate to break it to you, but black people are the biggest slaves in hip hop. We're slaves in hip hop. We create 99% of the content, but own less than 1% of it. We're over here calling Latinos guests in hip hop when we ain't owned shit in 50 years. Get the fuck out of here with that. See? Nah. And this is where I get called an Uncle Tom and, I got to be by my people. Nah, fuck that. This is about hip hop right now. This ain't about my people. It's about hip hop. And the fact is, we don't own hip hop, so we cannot gatekeep a motherfucking thing. 9 out of 10 of your favorite rappers are slaves to someone else. Yes, I use that word because most of these guys work their whole careers and they come out with zero. Facts. My Hispanic friends out there who feel like black people are gatekeepers and are keeping Hispanics from advancing in rap music, you're giving us too much credit. You're giving us too much credit. Most of us are on the plantation. Very few of us are in the masses house, posted up, chilling, feet kicked up. Of course, there are the Jay-Z's. Huh? Of course, there are the Jay Princes. There was the Suge Knights. There was the Puff Daddies. I mean, they're all starting to disappear. You see where I'm going with this one, ain't you? Huh? There were only a handful of black folks who were on the way to billionaire status. And within the past 3 years, that number cut in half. So all I'm going to say is 50 Cent, Jay-Z, be careful. Might be coming for you next. But this ain't about that. It's about the fact that there are only a handful of black people that even own anything. So how could we be the gatekeepers? We're the ultimate guest. The white man owns the house. We don't even own the house. Maybe if you consider us gatekeepers, maybe we are. I can't even say we're security because they got us out there working, getting their money, so we don't have time to stand by the gate. So I found that very interesting. That Blue Devil from Haters World and the gentleman, the guy he had on, had this discussion. It's a good discussion to have. It's just unfortunate, and it upsets me that off top it turns into a race thing, and now I'm seeing videos saying Blue Devil from Haters World disrespects blacks or something like that. And I've only seen the clips. I've yet to sit down and actually watch it, but I've watched enough to know where this is going, and it ain't cute. It'll be trending for the next 3 weeks, and then we'll move on to something different. But this will be a hot topic for the next couple of weeks. Everyone's going to comment on it, black and brown. Thank you, Blue Devil, for giving everyone content to talk about, because for the next 2 weeks, this is all everyone is going to talk about. But I'm going to tell you right now, my brown friends, I'm going to tell you, my black friends, if you're in hip hop, 9.9 out of 10 times you're a slave. So yeah, ain't no gatekeeping going on. If you're dope, you're dope. If you find your way in, you'll find your way in. I don't even think there's any secret on how to get in. I've seen some of the wackest dudes get behind that gate. And I've seen some of the greatest dudes get ignored and not even get a chance to get up there. So it has nothing to do with black versus brown. If you're dope, you're dope. And I think the Latinos right now, whoo, you guys are coming up right now in the hip hop game. And this is very reminiscent of what I remember like back in the early 2000s, kind of late 1999, 2000, where there was just an uptick, a boom of Hispanic, Chicano hip hop. And that was the thing for a minute. These dudes were selling 100,000 out the trunk of their cars, 80,000, 175,000 out the trunks of their cars. And I feel like this is a new generation. So I'm going to tell my Hispanic homies out there, keep pushing. Ain't no gatekeepers. We know who owns this shit. And it definitely ain't blacks keeping you from advancing. All right? But what do you guys think? Comment down below, and I encourage you guys to check out Hater's World on YouTube. I pretty much enjoy his content. I like him. He stirs things up a little bit, and he brings up good conversations, and that's what we need in this. But unfortunately, ding-dongs and dummies and some of you hoe-ass podcasts out there are going to turn this into a race thing when this had nothing to do with race. This is all about hip-hop, which belongs to all of us. So F you out there if you're making this a race thing. I just want to let you know, lick my hairy nuts.